the hammer down.
Light it up. Yeah. They want me to put the hammer down. When I strike, just hope you know it around. They want me to put the hammer down. Light it up. It's going down. They want me to put the hammer down. When I strike, just hope you know it around. They want me to put the hammer down. Light it up. It's going down. Way too low-key. No, I can't treat you like my homie. You don't know me. I'm from the north. I don't get cold feet. I'm the one. Like golden sun, the one and only.
Today is finally the day that we get ready and get this computer going. After having the absolute worst luck buying the parts and having issues with them, we are now in a working state. So, let me tell you a story. Deciding to sell my computer for one reason or another is not a hard decision. I put it up on Craigslist for 530 bucks. And just as my surprise, the computer was sold 2 days later. At this point, everything was going really fast. I didn't even have a full part list ready. Little thought went into this, but I pulled the trigger and it arrived a few days later, along with the case. At this point, I had to plan out the rest of my build, and yes, it went through many different iterations, from a 1050 Ti to a 1060, all the way to we are now at a 1078 gigabyte. There was a lot of time between each of the parts getting here, and during that, our electricity was off. So it made everything much harder, and eventually everything got here and I started building. Everything was going really smooth, except I forgot to put on the IO shield, which proved to be pretty difficult because I didn't want to take the motherboard back out after I had just spent over half an hour trying to get all the standoffs in. It was almost done. All I had to do was install Windows, which at that point I had realized I had forgot to order an SSD. Now that's not too bad, but I had to install everything onto a hard drive. And the story continues. With having more and more issues with what I thought had been drivers, was a graphics card hardware issue. So the card was sent back to EVGA, and during that, my second set of RAM and SSD got here, and all I had to do was wait for the graphics card. All that brings us up to today. After fixing one last problem, which had to do with RAM, we are in a working state. Now, this was a rough ride, but it works now. I'm really happy with it, and I hope you guys are going to be happy with coming.